This man is Korean, but owns the largest oil field in Saudi Arabia. Even the royal family has to be humbled. Dalgu's daily luxurious life is far beyond your understanding. The only road in the desert built specifically for him. The king always closely watched Dalgu's actions. The king always wanted to marry the princess to him, to intermarriage. But the king did not expect that Dalgu would immediately refuse, because he accidentally learned that he had a daughter he had never met in 35 years. The entire royal family suddenly became chaos, but the king insisted that Dalgu and the princess get married within a month. If not, the king would confiscate all of his assets and oil fields. In fact, even Dalgu himself found it hard to believe. He was happily living a single life when he suddenly had a 35-year-old daughter. Dalgu rented a plane to return after many years of separation. Right at night, on the plane, his rich aura made the flight attendant fall in love. She knelt down beside him. He smiled brightly like a flower. If his assistant Abdallah wasn't there, the beauty would just want to sit right on his lap. But now, in addition to his daughter, who has never met, he is even more curious about his son-in-law, who works at a bank named Ho Rim. On normal days, Ho Rim admires most a high school classmate who is a senior leader and has a rich father-in-law. As for his out-of-shape wife, he is always disgusted and willful. Avoid. So the desire for adultery also rekindles in the bottom of his heart, even though he has been married for 10 years, or even though his wife always has to endure frustration and hardship at her husband's house. The trip Ji-young hopes waiting for 10 years, it finally came true. But the airport suddenly announced the postponement of all flights due to being affected by the storm. Hearing that, Ho Rim couldn't help but secretly rejoice. Ji-young immediately got angry on the spot. It was her first time on a plane, and also her first time traveling, but it had to end like this. The tour guide changed attitude and called Ji-young was an ant right in front of many people. This made the already angry Ji-young even angrier. She rushed towards him and posed for everyone to take photos for evidence to request a refund. Ho Rim felt embarrassed and quickly ran away. Dalgu had just returned country when he saw this scene. This was the first time he had seen such a woman in his life, without knowing that this meticulous and calculating ant was his biological daughter, who had been separated for 35 years. Ho Rim stood on the floor and eavesdropped. But the heart that misses the goddess can no longer hold back. As soon as he heard that the goddess was at the airport, he was scared and immediately hung up. At that moment, he saw his wife and child walking towards him. Ho Rim panicked and turned around to run away. Then he quickly contacted again with the goddess. Hearing that he had the opportunity to go to Japan and soak in hot springs with goddess, he was as excited as a young man in passionate love. He did not know that there was an important person sitting next to him. It is true that adultery is also so labor-consuming. The two don't look at each other, but understand the little thoughts between men. And so Dalgu and her daughter just pass each other's shoulders like two strangers, until late at night, he saw a little girl wearing a red dress. Dalgu was imagining his daughter's appearance when she was a child, so he went over and danced with this girl, and Ji-young had not yet fulfilled her wish. When she returned, the family was ridiculed by her mother-in-law and younger sister-in-law. Ho Rim did not say to help her, but ran away. The next day, Abdallah went to the detective to